There's a new offshoot of SPLC. The woman, Heidi something, she got fired when I started suing them. She was part of that mass exodus. All the rats left the sinking ship. Right. Morris Dees, the president, and she, the head of legal. Anyway, she's got a new thing now with some other bitter called like Fighting Global Hate or something. And I think they f***ed up. They made some bad decisions in life. They said no to this guy who proposed because he was short and blind. This isn't it, Sean. No. She did a big hit on our buddy Angry Patriot, woman propaganda.
Heidi Barrick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right there.
That's it. And what's that called?
Global Project Against Hate and Extremism.
Which focuses myopic obsession with married, happy, straight white males, of course.
Can I just say really quickly, at least have an acronym that you can say?
Yeah.
And then why put the letters up there for an acronym if it doesn't even make a word? It looked like graph at first.
Let's go back to that. I never noticed that. Yeah, it should spell like stop or love or GPAHE.
GPAHE. Like what? Just put the name up there in bold letters, and then just the name. You can't put that up there. Makes no sense. Dopey ass.
What about anti-hate project and extremism? Anti-hate project versus or something. I want to get to ape somehow.
Yes. I knew where you were going.
But you could probably crowbar that into the word stop somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that woman, I don't think like they were like, hey, fat, you're ugly. She's just like, she made some bad decisions and they see happy white men. They really hate Proud Boys, which is suspicious, right?
Yes.
And I think it's just like, I'm going to wreck them. I'm going to destroy them. I heard a great theory about Zoran Mamdani, where they said these, because it's mostly affluent young ladies, right, that voted for him. And they're like, I was sold a bill of goods, and I'm kind of empathetic towards them. I was sold a bill of goods, and it was, don't worry about getting married, get an education, Ivy League, NYU preferably. Don't worry about the student loans. You'll be fine. You'll pay it. And your sister who got married early and her loser brother is a plumber. Oh my God, what a zero. They're losers. They quit. So don't pay any attention to them. And then you'll have a great career. And then you'll pay off your debt because we're making like $1 million a year. And then you'll marry Mr. Right from Sex and the City. And then you'll have kids at 40 and they'll be angels.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining.
And then she turns around at 30. She can't even pay off the interest to the debt.
Right.
She looks at her loser sister who's paid off her house. The loser plumber is killing it. Both of their kids have ATVs and they just got their 2-year-old a little electric one that he goes around the house in.
Right.
And they can't stop laughing, those two, with their inside jokes and pranking each other. And at Thanksgiving, she sees them cry laughing about some inside joke. And she's like, I'm just going to fucking wreck it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to vote for Mamdani. I'm going to destroy everything around me. Like it's the Grinch temper tantrum. And they know that he's going to wreck New York and they're doing it on purpose.
Ooh, that's a pretty good theory. But then why do the amazing acting job like you're a fucking that they all do?
Well, there's knowing it and there's not knowing it. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, has it occurred to you that you're destroying New York? And that's not an issue. That's fine. Has it occurred to you that working families like your plumber brother-in-law are going to get totally screwed over and have to move way up to fucking Rochester? And she's like, if that happens, there's collateral damage, you know? But what's important to me is that people learn to affordability and, the poor. It's about the poor.
I love how he's backpedaling though now on a lot of these, like the cornerstone of his fucking campaign. And it's like, well, that might not be that, and this might not be this. And then he's begging for more money. I don't remember Adams or de Blasio even after they were elected, before they're sworn in, getting on TV and begging for money like Mamdani's doing. He needs $4 million for the transition. He's already raised $1 million from the saps that just keep giving this motherfucker money.
I've never seen any politician
astounding.
do it. I've seen, obviously they fundraise. We're not, but I've never seen like a give, send, go type scenario like this before from any politician ever in history. It seems so embarrassing.
Yeah, and he's trying to present it like, hey, everyone, look at me. We're all in this together. Socialism. You know, I take care of the people. I care about the people, and you care about each other. So give me money so I can care about you. He's trying to, and he's getting that point across to people, and they believe it. They're sending him fucking millions of dollars after the election. He's supposed to, you know, transition teams, and then you get into office and you start doing your job. Within hours, he was asking for fucking money, and these people are sending it.
But he needs the budget. What's the budget of New York City? 100 billion? Like,
That's gotta be.
The fucking MTA idea, that one stupid idea with the buses, is 700 million.
Yeah.
So what? I don't understand what you hope to raise. 4 million? I mean, I got that on me.
Yeah. Yeah. For the transition team, he goes, and now because we need people on the team to be paid, we need to vet the applications of a lot of people that want to come on board. I was like, yeah, didn't Adams have to do this too? And de Blasio and Bloomberg and fucking Giuliani? What's so new that you need to start begging for money after an hour after winning the election? I don't get it.
And what's the normal New York budget for? There is
Right.
It's the biggest city in one of the richest countries on earth. I think it's got a bit of disposable income. Now, if you have a kooky idea like a free grocery store, I understand. You'll need some extra money, especially if Hochul's saying no, which we don't know where she is on that. She's back and forth and back and forth.
She is, yes.
But just for general day-to-day functions, that there's a budget for that, dude. I mean, he's already being a what's really happening here.
I would assume that the New York City budget takes care of everything the mayor has to do business-wise. So he's not the mayor yet. He's not the mayor for another month and a half, I guess, something like that. So he needs $4 million for a month and a half of doing what? Like,
I get it.
Going,
Okay.
Well, I need my nameplate on the desk. Adam's nameplate can come off. The transition team, $4 million for a month and a half. That's what the socialist is asking you to pay. It's mental.
And as you say, the team that he's coming up with, I mean, they're all the same as him. It's just, have you heard about this woman in Seattle? She's never had a job. She's 40. That's his perfect milieu. That's who we want.
Absolutely.
They've never worked, very ambitious. They've got a degree in Arab studies or geopolitics or some horse shit like that. And that's going to be his entire cabinet. A lot of chicks. I'm estimating 70% chicks.
Yeah. He seems a little gay. He does seem gay. You know, he's got that wife and everything. But how long has he been married? That might just be a career thing. That you don't want to be a gay communist Muslim. That would put it way over the fucking top.
Yeah, they all, I mean, wanting to get involved with so many people's lives in general is kind of gay.
Gay thing.
Yeah.
Most of it is bullshit. Like if you say you care about people and you're lying, not necessarily gay, but you're a liar. If you do care, I think you're gay.
I agree. It's gay to care about people.
It really is. I care about my family. It's not gay to care about your family and your very close friends, not acquaintances, things like that. That's not gay. You don't tell other people how much you care about people. That is gay.
Yeah.
But if you're caring about strangers,
it's very feminine. There was this meme that one of my neighbors put up on Facebook that someone showed me, and it said, "This isn't about right or left anymore. This is about good and evil. And if you still support Trump after everything, I want you to know that you support pedophilia, racism, like you're like pedophilia, tyranny. I get tyranny. I guess you're talking about immigration. And meanwhile, Trump his numbers are no different from any other president.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I am judging you. Yes, we're all judging you. And worst, history will judge you.
History will judge you.
Basically, she's alluding to, of course, it's Hitler, it's Germany, and it's like, we were just following orders. First I didn't come for them because it didn't affect me, that kind of shit. And that's a woman saying, I care about your political beliefs. It's a female thing to care about how someone feels about something.
It is complete female thing. And by the way, the history will judge you. Recently, how is Hitler being judged?
He's back,
a little
baby.
Differently than when I was growing up. A little differently than I recall back in the old days.
Yeah, and the other weird thing is, like, when I was very young, of course, Nazi skinheads in the 80s, that was known, and that's a bad thing. But as far as Hitler, like in school and stuff, it never really came across our radar. It was same as Mao and Stalin and Chiang Kai-shek and Pol Pot. It was some boring history guy. And then when I was talking to Nick, he goes, when I was a kid, everyone thought Hitler was cool in my high school. I'm like, really?
What?
Why?
You write Hitler on your notebook? Hitler's cool.
Same way you would make the Van Halen logo and do a really good job. It's just Hitler.
Hitler, drawn with the H on a bias. Hitler.
SS, yeah.
Van Hitler. It's it took a while, but Hitler's making this resurgence. This, I think he would even be surprised so many years later.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't want to talk about Jews, but I think the secular ones, they created a golem, and after the constant tisking. And this is true too of the racism allegation, the bigot allegation. It's they overdid it and they ruined it, and it's like the N-word. They ended up making it cool, and now these young people, like, they say the N-word, and that's the fault of the BLMs and the teachers and the constant chastising and getting arrested for saying the N-word. Like, we're at a point now. There was you've seen that Chud guy. Chud, the working man or something. He films like this and he's like, they're chimping out. They're chimping out again. Usual suspects.
No.
And there's some black guy behind him, like in a rage. And he's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was in an airport, right?
He's done it at a grocery store. He's done it outside when they're parked in the fire lane. And I think he got arrested. I think he's like hate crime arrested.
How can you be arrested for a word?
I don't fucking know.
Really
What's
don't
the
get
charge?
that whole thing.
Hate? You're being arrested.
They'll always put something like disturbing the peace on it. Keith the cop used to say that was like a staple thing you would use all the time. Disturbing the peace. You could bring in anyone for anything with a disturbing the peace charge.
Right. And you're there for an hour. And cops know this. Like, if you tell
harassment,
there you go. Tell a cop to go fuck himself. But if harassment is a weird charge, if you're just walking away.
Yeah. I don't know if that's harassment using the N-word.
But I've heard, like, if you go up to a cop, like Tim Dickman here, the state trooper, every time he sees them going, fuck you, pig, what the fuck you going to do? And is it disturbing the piece, he says, where if anyone is offended by that language, you can take them in because they're hearing fuck the pigs. So he says to like anyone, is this bothering you? Is this affecting your piece? And they're like, yeah, I hate it. All right. Now he goes to the station. They do some paperwork. The charges get dropped immediately and he has to leave. But you tied him up for 3 hours.
Yeah. You've inconvenienced him, made him uncomfortable. Yeah, and which kind of works with some people. They go, I would do that, but I don't want to go through that again. 3 hours of fucking hanging out with a bunch of cops in a jail. Yeah, I don't know, though, because then if you're on a train and you hear a couple of black people talking to each other, this and that, can't you say, I'm offended by hearing that? I don't. And then what about shit that doesn't make any sense? If you hear someone, my young son drowned in a pool and they were talking about drowning and it upset me. Can I have them arrested for?
This is the tangled web we weave when we start fucking with the First Amendment. I remember I was on a train once and this woman was talking about her sexual conquest. She looked pretty white, but maybe she was part Puerto Rican or something. And she was like, he took me out, like we went out for dinner and then we go home. And it wasn't even that long, man. Like he had no game. Like it was maybe like 5 minutes or something. Like what the fuck, But I'm meeting this guy on Wednesday night and she was just listing all her, and I was grossed out. Can you take her away, please? Yeah.
Maybe some kind of public obscenity, but again, it's speech. It's annoying, but you could start chopping free speech up into little categories and pieces and things that are good and bad and stuff, and then the whole thing just becomes bastardized. We were supposed to, I believe, as the framers put it, I think we were supposed to live in a society where that shit just didn't happen. It was so inconceivable that you would give people freedom of speech. And they would go around, a woman go around talking about the dick she's taken. Like I don't think John Hancock, actually with cock in his name, could have dreamt that a woman would be talking about cock.
Yeah,
on a public transportation
I bet he was not teased in grade school. And then just like you with Fat Pat, I bet if someone hey Hancock, you got your hand all over your cock? And he was like, yeah. Well, I never thought of that. That's a very rude pun.
They just thought any offensive speech or any speech that would upset someone was going to be someone standing on a soapbox in the town square talking about politics that people didn't agree with.
But surely there was a toothless old town drunk lady who was like, you fucking cunt motherfuckers, you suck all the dicks.
Well, then you throw her in a lake, and if she floats, she's not a witch.
Did you see this chick? Dasha got fired from her most recent movie and her talent agency because this fat loser was harassing them all because he listened obsessively to all the Red Scare podcasts and was writing down all the bad things they did. And so he's getting attacked now. Another Gollum, by the way, where you just make more people anti-Semitic. And he recently, he put on Instagram, I think today, saying, look, this is all taken out of context. All I was saying was the movie industry is fucked. And the movie industry is fucked. And so out of the few people you're going to hire, you shouldn't spend those few spots on people who promote hate. And you're like, hey, asshole, who defines promoting hate? Why are you the arbiter of what is good speech and bad speech? Well, Nick Fuentes likes Hitler. Okay.
Yeah. Promoting hate? I mean, the words promoting hate, it's pretty subjective. I think one person can see something as being promoting hate and another person can see that as totally different. Look at the Israel-Palestine situation. Depending on who you talk to, one side is unbelievably hateful and the other side is completely right.
Look at this.
Cash for hate.
Students who got into it with the Jews were getting money from these from CARE care.
Oh my God.
They care, all right.
Care. Yeah. The Muslim.
The Center for Arabic Islamic Relations or American Islamic Relations. But even that dumb meme I told you about, like you said, if I support Trump, I support pedophilia. What's worse than pedophilia? I think it's worse than murder. So that's pretty hateful of an accusation. Fuck you. Cunt.
I think any of the stories that come out, these horrific stories about children that were sexually abused or assaulted and then murdered, the sexual assault part is kind of worse.
Yeah.
People look at it and go, oh, no, because murdered kids happen all the time. But, when that happens, you're like, oh, this motherfucker. So it's worse. You're right. I think it is worse.
Murder is just the lights go out.
Right.
Your phone runs out of batteries and goes gloo, 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 gloo.
Yeah.
But you get raped as an old man, like some old man rapes you when you're like 6. Yeah. That's just following you everywhere you go. Every time there's a sex scene in a movie, you're like, bah.
Right.
It's just, it's this curse. It's a lifelong curse. And then, as my wife pointed out, because we were discussing this very subject, there's also the inclination for victims to do it to someone else. So now you've set this whole domino pedophile thing going.
Yeah. That's a strange occurrence because it's so, some people see it and take that personal experience and turn it around, and they would never do that, or they advocate for victims, and then others just do it. And there's no real rhyme or reason to which road those people will take.
Well, the horror movie possibility is, at least when it comes to someone molesting their own children, it's genetic. So they molest those kids were going to be molesters no matter what happened. If their dad died in a car crash, they have the molesting gene. Can we isolate that, please? Delete it. Find it. Get rid of it.
Yeah, can't they do that nowadays? Just get into that DNA and find that fucking molesting gene. It's just touching all the other genes. I think I found it.
It's got its hands down the pants of the genes on the other.
of a new young gene that just was formed.
You notice the gays get real uncomfortable when you start talking about this gene research and how we can isolate, if a child's going to be blind, we might be able to isolate that. And the gays like, oh yeah, we could do that. I don't know. That seems like a lot of work. No need.
Because the gay gene, isolate that. There was a big controversy when they figured out how to do an amnio test for Down syndrome. And a lot of people were upset, saying that why? They're people. They're a type of human being. They're just a little different. If you start there, what's to prevent you from continuing and plucking out a few things? And they can't even fix it. It's not like they fix it genealogically. They just abort.
They just execute
the
person.
Parent. They go, hey, you want to get rid of this fucking thing?
That's how liberals fix problems. They just murder the people. That's what Mao did. That's what Stalin does. If someone gets in the way, just murder them. Yeah, who's just like the gays, who's very uncomfortable with that is, and rightly so.
Yeah.
There's a genocide going on. They've murdered.
It is, if you think about it.
I think they're done. Like when we were young, every crew had a tard. They were around. You sleep at your friend's house, and there's like Eddie, and he's next to. You're kind of nervous because you never slept next to one before, and you're like, do they jump out at you at night? But no, he's snoring away. He doesn't want to hurt you. And now, I must see someone with Down syndrome, not including the internet, like eye to eyes, maybe like twice a year.
If that, you're right. And it's shocking now. You're like, oh, hey, look.
You want to grab him.
Yeah, let me take a good look at you. I haven't seen one in a while. Yeah, and years ago, they used to be all over the place. And it is let's say you're pregnant, you go through the test, and the doctor says, we've discovered that your kid is going to have Down syndrome, and you want to get rid of it. Is that a legitimate medical reason, or do you have to go to a state that still has abortion?
I'm not sure. I know, like, I'm in New York State, so
yeah, abortion's for
abortion's
everybody.
a great idea at 9 months. But I know all my friends, they would get, I can think of at least 2 cases where the doctor was like, we got to get this thing out of here. It's fucking garbage. And they're like, we're Catholics, we're not doing it. And they didn't use that exact verbiage. And the kid came out totally healthy. Like they measure the width of the spine, and I guess Down syndrome people have a slightly wider spine at a certain age, but it's not a perfect test. So
Wow,
who knows how many babies have been killed on a hunch?
Literally a hunch, the big bone in the back of their neck.
It's fucking genocide. These liberals say you can't say. I'm just using a rude word. You fucking killed them. And they're dead. Like, you didn't kill a bunch. You ended that whole type of person.
Yeah, and I think years ago, people didn't see Down syndrome people the way they are seen these days. They're seen as very capable. There are different levels. Once you saw, as Dice would say, that face years ago, you'd go, oh, Down syndrome. So you'd get this list in your head of things to not expect them to be able to do.
Right. Yeah.
And it was pretty just the same with all of them. And then as time went on, you realized that it wasn't so much that they had Down syndrome. It was just that society never thought they were capable of doing anything. So they never tried.
Right.
And then years went by and they realized, oh my God, they are sentient beings. They can love, they can get frustrated, and learn. And we've seen examples where now they don't have the Mo Howard from the Three Stooges haircuts.
Right.
They take care of themselves physically as well as anyone else. And there are varying degrees of what they can achieve intellectually. So that makes it even worse.
Right.
To think that you're just going to go, oh, it's one of those. You know, you can't tell in utero if it has great capabilities as a Down syndrome person or it's going to be profoundly and, get rid of it. But you're just getting rid of it because of one reason, Down syndrome.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the entire spectrum of Down syndrome, and then anyone who resembles it in any way. So they've got a few casualties there as they cast this massive net. We had this guy, he was talking to Congress, reading his notes. Did you see that?
I saw that, yeah.
How gut-wrenching is that?
Amazing.
Like, they're like, free Palestine and save the babies. And how about the guys in here who have to say to Congress, can you please stop murdering us?
We're
not that bad. We're fun. We're loving. And then part of his pitch was like, we're very valuable to medicine because you can study us. And I'm like, imagine a rabbit being like, you can do vivisection us and test out your makeup on our eyes.
Yeah, drop some Estee Lauder perfume in my fucking eyes.
We'll sacrifice some of us.
There he is.
He's reading.
Hey, this guy looks familiar. Oh.
Wait, there's only one of them.
Look at the guy behind him. Is that his brother?
I can't see him. Oh, yeah.
Look at him. Yeah.
Frank Stevens is at the top of his Tard game.
Some people say prenatal screens will identify Down syndrome in the womb. And those pregnancies will just be terminated.
That's you getting terminated.
It's hard for me to sit here and say those words.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I completely understand.
You know what's fucked up?
What?
I would take him intellectually, what he's saying there, over the interviews they do with college students in Times Square when they ask them how many quarters in a dollar, and they're perplexed by the question. That guy seemed to know what he was talking about.
That's not a word of a lie. We need to say, you remember, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Are you smarter than a and you get New York 20-year-olds to come in, and the questions are like, what does YES spell? Name 3 countries. How many quarters are in a dollar?
Yeah.
Analog time is a tough one.
Oh, yeah. Analog time's a good one.
And have you seen that black guy who asks the questions and he looks at the camera like this?
Yeah.
He's all over Britain. And you go, well, Britain, they have a much better. It's exactly as bad in Liverpool. Same fucking shit.
So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.